Good morning children. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays very well and now we are back to our work. That is, you are also on work and I am also on work. So let's start with the next topic. Before the holidays we had started with the chapter natural resources and you had seen the important parts in the chapter, that is the biotic and the abiotic components. We were earlier discussing the abiotic components, that is we had discussed the rainfall, soil and other abiotic factors. But now we are going to discuss the biotic factors. That is, you know that the ecosystem is made up of two components, that is biotic components and abiotic components. Abiotic components, which are non-living substances, they are directly or indirectly dependent upon the living substances, that is the biotic component. Same way the biotic components are dependent upon the abiotic components. So these both together make the ecosystem, and it is very important that a constant interaction should be there between the biotic and the abiotic component. Now let us look how they both are helping each other. So in this we have the next part of the lesson, that is biogeochemical cycles. Now biogeochemical cycles includes the various cycles in which the components of the ecosystem are continuously influencing and interacting with each other. In your chapter, you have to study about nitrogen cycle, water cycle, carbon cycle and oxygen cycle. So today, now in this video, I am going to explain the first cycle, that is the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle you have studied in your previous classes also. So naturally it will be a recall of what you have learned, but in some more detail. We will look since you are now in senior classes. Now children, nitrogen cycle, it consists of 4 steps, that is nitrogen fixation, nitrification, ammonification and denitrification. Now before studying about each and every step, we need to look out into some properties of nitrogen. Some properties of nitrogen means that 78% of the atmosphere consists of nitrogen gas. That is a fact. All of you know that. Okay. Now next, another thing is that majority of the plant and the animal cell are made up of proteins. And where are the proteins coming from? Proteins come from amino acids, and amino acids are made from these nitrogen molecules. So in short, we can say that nitrogen is a very important constituent in our environment also, as well as in our body also. Along with that, DNA, RNA, cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, everything contains nitrogen in a good ratio. So you need to know how the nitrogen is being fixed inside our body. That is, from the atmosphere, how it is ultimately getting into our body and providing us the energy. Okay, fine. So now we will start to look into the nitrogen cycle in detail. Now just look at this nitrogen cycle. I have drawn the table here. You can see the first part, that is the atmospheric nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen is the nitrogen contained in the atmospheric air. Atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonia first by the bacteria Rhizobium, which is obtained in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. Leguminous plants means all the dal items which you have. That is, peas is there, chana is there, so many dal items whatever you have daily, that contain leguminous root nodules. These are actually called as leguminous plants because they are having a root nodules, that is, it like a balloon shaped structure is present in the root in which the Rhizobium bacteria is existing. Along with that, you can see Clostridium bacteria is also there, that is freely existing in the air. So both of this bacteria have the capacity to convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. Now atmospheric nitrogen, once getting converted into ammonia, changes into nitrate with the help of nitrifying bacteria. Nitrifying bacteria, you can see, that is, they convert ammonia into nitrates. These nitrates are the ones which are taken by the plants from the soil. Nitrates which are formed here, they are fixed inside the soil by this bacteria, that will be absorbed by the plants by the means of roots, and that will come into the plant body now. From the plant body, when the animal will be eating this, this will get into the animal body. Animals, whenever the death and decay of the animal takes place or by excreta of the animals, ultimately this nitrogen will be getting decomposed or will be deposited on the soil. This will be once when it is deposited, that is the decaying matter as well as the excreta of the animals, that is being converted into ammonia by the ammonifying bacteria, and this reaction you call it as ammonification reaction. Again, because it is ammonia, ammonia can be converted into nitrates by nitrifying bacteria. You have seen here ammonia getting converted into nitrates by nitrifying bacteria. These nitrates again enter into the cycle now. After entering into the cycle, either they can again go to the plants, then to the animals, and this cycle can continue as it is, or these nitrates will be directly converted into atmospheric nitrogen by denitrifying bacteria like Pseudomonas, Clostridium, etc. So Clostridium has got a tendency to convert the nitrates directly into atmospheric nitrogen and to convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. One more point, children, I want to highlight here is that atmospheric nitrogen can get directly converted into nitrates during thunder and lightning because of the high temperature and high pressure taking place during that time. So I think nitrogen cycle is clear to you. Now next cycle which we are going to study is water cycle.